Banyani are just two pieces of the Raptors' global puzzle, which also includes Slovenian big man Rašo Nesterović and Spanish point guard Jose Calderon.
You know, as a whole, the league is can dribble, pass, and shoot. And interestingly, most of the players with that skill set are coming from Europe right now.
Even with all the changes, leaving only 6 players from last year's roster and the sizable addition of international talent, the Raptors have still managed to create harmony in the locker room.
The fact that chemistry is so good so quickly is really surprising to me, because you got 2 guys from Spain, 2 from Slovenia, a guy from Italy, a guy who played in Israel, and a bunch of North Americans, and a couple of Texans. So it's sort of interesting to me, and it goes to what Brian Colangelo first said when he came. He wanted to get as good people as he did basketball players.
It's interesting. It's something that's a byproduct of all this is that there's a supporting cast for all the people. You know, just seeing that familiar face of Maurizio Gherardini is I think, comforting for those players. Garbajosa, seeing Calderon and knowing that their wives have a relationship, there's a comfort level there. And it's somewhat of a melting pot team, ironically in a melting pot city, and you know, it's working out for us, because a lot of times chemistry overcomes talent.
By the time they were done shaking up the roster, Toronto had 5 players from overseas, not to mention an American with a European background. He's Tony Parker. Well, he's Anthony Parker, who spent the last 5 years in Israel and led Maccabi Tel Aviv to 2 EuroLeague championships. But the Raptors' 2 key players were both from deep in the heart of Texas, and we'll have access with Chris Bosh and TJ Ford when we come back. After all the draft picks, trades, and free agent signings, it was finally time to unveil the new and improved Toronto Raptors. Well, they were new. Whether they were improved or not remained to be seen. And as it turned out, their first game would be against a star from their past, as they visited Vince Carter and the New Jersey Nets. We were there to follow the Raptors all-access style on opening night.
It's a lot of work that has gone into this in a very short period of time. We've changed the face of the organization, and all of a sudden, boom, it's right on top of you, and you got a game to play, and this one counts. So we'll look at the paper tomorrow and either be 1-0 or 0-1. So hopefully we'll get the better end of that.
I'm ready to get it on. It always makes it sweet when you're playing your old team. So
opening night.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Let's roll.
For sure, all my friends, all my family will watch the game in Italy. Yeah.
You're excited for the test? You're looking forward to seeing it?
Yeah, of course, I'm very excited. The first NBA game, so yeah, I'm excited. Yeah.
Later, watch me out.
Here we go. 1,200-some games. April 19th, not too far off. Stay healthy and play hard. Good luck.
Stay healthy, all right.
Rašo, give him a look. If he don't have it, Mo gonna pop. Give it to him. Quick post up.
Hard work on 3. 1, 2, 3. Hard work. Let's go,
Chris Bosh coming off a terrific season goes to the reverse. Chris Bosh. Vince Carter, the one-time Raptor, able to twist and turn his way to the bucket.
During his NBA debut, Andrea Bargnani realized that he still had a lot to learn. Once he hit the court, he had to deal with an aggressive New Jersey defense.
Bargnani in his first attempt, the first overall pick in the draft, Andrea Bargnani.
One thing they do, they stretch the floor, and anybody that catches it is ready to shoot.
Calderon with a nice lead for Humphries. Beautifully done off the dribble.
During the game, Maurizio Gherardini stepped out of his role as a Raptors executive and stepped into the broadcast booth to call the action for an Italian network.
Ripeto, l'ambientamento è molto facile, la città si presta moltissimo.
Allì tiro libero riapre per Peterson, buonissima gara.
Game is tied at 68. Carter behind the back to Christian.
How about the play from Vince Carter?
Joey, you just spun it up. You got the whole side, Fred. We got to play some defense.
Kid got stripped. Toronto without a field goal in nearly 5 minutes. Jones to the trailer, Bosh. Nets now lead 98-88.
Hey, it's 3 minutes and 20 seconds to go. It's a 10-1 game. The game ain't over.
The Raptors boldly unveiled their new run-and-gun offense, but they didn't have an answer for a pair of net stars.
An ovation for the Nets as they come up with a victory here on opening night.
I think it was good for us. You know,
it's good to, get that first game, of the season to see where we're at.
I'm upset because we lost. It's okay. We gotta work and we'll be ready for the next game.
As we said earlier, it's like first day in school, and tonight was a real taste of the season. He's gonna learn from an experience like this. There's no doubt.
We have a lot of guys that was their first game, so and hopefully, the NBA is what they expected, and we can come in and shoot the ball well on Friday.
This is like a big slap in the face. It's official, and we're 0-1. You've got 81 more. Start to focus on the next opponent, and we'll be ready for Milwaukee Friday night.
So the Raptors' new era didn't exactly start out the way they had hoped, but they came right back with a win the next game in their home opener and ended up splitting their first 4 games, which at least was better than last season when they started out 0-9. That'll do it for this week's show. We'll have a lot more access next week, and we'll leave you